Welcome to another episode of Discover St. Cloud, Florida. I'm Kristin Macari, and I'm here with your host,
Janine Corcoran, broker for Corcoran Connect, a real estate company.
I cannot believe it is already August.
I know. Kids are getting ready to go back to school. They'll probably be in school by the time this airs.
Yep. It'll be the second day of school.
Yes.
I'm not ready for the traffic. It's been nice.
For sure.
But so we are ready to give you your July market report for the St. Cloud area. So do you want to kick us off in 34769?
Yep, in 34769, we had 31 homes that sold. Of that, 28 of them were single stories, of course, at $242.88 price per square foot. And we had 3 two-stories at $212.25 price per square foot.
So your average price per square foot in 34769 is up about 3.7% from last month. And year over year, you're just about the same, but you're up 0.85%. Okay. So a little bit of gains there. You are looking at 38 days to get under contract and then 76 days to close in 34769. So still good. Mm-hmm. That's definitely the easiest. I feel like the easiest place to move houses right now, right?
Right. Yeah, definitely. and actually, I've been showing downtown St. Cloud to a couple of different people.
Right. It's a great price point, great little area there, close to shops and everything. And then your month supply, you're looking about a 2.8 month supply based on how many sold last month.
Yeah, which is still great.
Yep. Yeah. Still good market there.
Then we have 34771, and there were 95 homes that sold, and of that, 45 of them were single stories at $239.07 price per square foot, and 52 stories at $192.46 price per square foot.
So your average there comes out to $214.54 per square foot. Month over month, that's down about 6.8% from the previous month. Okay. And year over year, down 11.8%.
Interesting.
You could start to see some of the slide. And I think part of that is because it's 34771, there's a significant number of new builds.
A lot.
So, and you have to think it takes everything into consideration from, below 192 really, right? Mm-hmm. Like south of 192 all the way up to Boggy Creek, basically. Yeah. So that's a big area.
Border of Lake Nona.
Right, exactly. So you got a big area there to cover. You're looking at about for your resale homes only, 51 days to go under contract. Mm-hmm. So just shy of 2 months, and then 87 days to close.
If you're priced right.
That's important, right?
Right.
And so current active homes on the market, you're looking at about a 4.1 month supply.
Okay. So it's getting close to the 6.
Yep.
And then we have 34772 back in the manor. We had 47 homes that sold. Of that, 40 of them were single stories at $219.17 price per square foot. We only had 7 two stories, which is shocking to me. Yeah. At $182.89, because that's, there's a lot of new build there too.
Right. Right.
That's just, I'm surprised.
Interesting, right? And month over month, you're basically the same. It's 0.02% difference. So that doesn't even count. But year over year, you're looking at a slight decrease of about 4% there. Your median days to contract though is a little bit longer. You're at 73 days. That's 2.5 months to get under contract in 34772 and 112 days to close. Wow. So you're pushing that, 3.5, 4 month mark, in 34772.
Again, if you're priced right.
Correct. And then out in 34772, get ready for this. With the number of active homes on the market and the number sold, you're looking at a 6.1 month supply.
Oh, see that?
Yep. Definitely tipping the scales in terms of, what's available for home buyers out there.
Wow. And then 34773, it's sleepy. We only had 29 homes that sold. Mm-hmm. 19 of them were single stories at $222.63, and 10 were two stories at $178.12.
So your price per square foot averages are up 1.9% month over month, and year over year down 1.69%. So just kind of hanging steady in there. And again, that could just be because we had 2 or 3 extra one-story homes closed this month versus last month. Just minor things can influence this number when you're looking at a small pool of data. Median days to contract is currently 50. So for the houses that sold, it took about 50 days to go under contract and 111 days to close. Wow. So a little bit longer there. And there's currently about a 4.2 month supply. And I think it's important to note too that this doesn't count everything that a builder has to offer. No. It's just what's listed in the MLS.
That's right.
Yeah.
So let's do our Harmony report for all our Harmonians. We'll start with Harmony, Maine. Guess what? There were only 10 properties that sold. 10 properties that sold. We had one in Ashley Park. Actually, it was what we owned. And that was just a townhouse that went on the market for $320 and sold for $305. There were 2 townhouses that sold in Harmony Isle, and they came in at $200.40 price per square foot. Then in resales, we only had 2. We had one on Dark Sky and one on Cup Seed, and they were both 2 stories, so their average came out to 180.90 price per square foot. Then we had one custom home that sold on Cap Briar, and that one came out 206.37 price per square foot. It was a 2-story. In the lakes, we have one on Sagebrush and one on Songbird. So we have one on South Lake and one on East Lake. And their average came in at 229.83 price per square foot. On to Harmony, Maine, we had we had 13 properties that sold. And of that, 9 of them were single stories at 225.17, 4 2-stories at 192 price per square foot. Why are you giving me a look?
Nothing. I was just finding a place to add that you said Harmony, Maine, but you meant Harmony West.
Okay, sorry. Okay.
But that's okay.
Backtrack.
That was all Harmony West.
That was all Harmony West. Harmony
Yeah.
West had 13 that sold. Harmony
Yeah.
Maine only had 10. Thank
Yeah.
you. I was
No
wondering why you
problem.
were giving me a look.
I was just waiting for the right time to jump in there and say something.
And then we go to Harmony Central. Everything's on Sagefield.
Yes.
And we had 12 there. Actually, they put more on the MLS. That's surprising. Usually they don't have a lot.
Right.
But they have 12 properties that sold. Of that, 7 were single stories at 220.40 price per square foot. And we had 5 2-stories at 175.94.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well,
So
I
that's
feel
your
like-
Harmony report.
I feel like in Harmony Central, there's 2 roads, isn't there?
Yeah.
I don't know I don't even know the other name of the road, but it's only like 2 roads, it feels like, in that subdivision. So they're all going to come out like that. That's crazy. So, all right. And then moving over to our vacant land report. Right. We had a total of 11 sales and nothing super crazy in there. There was one really big parcel that we looked up. It's about 31.85 acres. It sold for $600,000, which I think is a great price. And then we looked at the map and there's a lot of
Lots of
ponds, a lot of water. So I'm not sure what they're planning for there or how you get
looks
away
like
there.
it's behind the dollar store in Hollow Park.
Yeah, the Dollar General, like
Dollar
right at that
General, yeah.
441 intersection there. So I'm not too sure what's going back there or what the plans would be. Right now it's zoned agricultural. So who knows? It may just be somebody buying it to hold it. We'll see.
And even they listed it at $799.
Right.
I mean,
I'm like,
that's a lot of-
31 acres. That's great. Why didn't the church buy it?
That's
and then,
right. Then we looked. We're like, oh, there. We can go swimming.
Right, exactly.
Welcome to Florida.
Yeah. Well, that kind of wraps up our market report for July of 2025. You want to talk about some other things that are going on in the real estate market?
Yeah, let's talk about the Hometown Heroes is back.
Yes.
Yay. Good news, bad news. Good news. It's back. Bad news. It's less money,
Right.
meaning less money available to fit a lot of people. So they've
Right.
cut down the list, and there's actually a list of who qualifies for it. So if you like the list, reach out to your local realtor, someone you have, or reach out to us and we'll let you know.
Right. But it basically goes back to, because there was a list before the pandemic where it was, just firefighter, police, EMTs, nurses, doctors, basically any of those public service type
Right.
things, teachers.
They like to say front line.
Right. So like all those, that's kind of the people that are eligible for this. It's up to $35,000 in assistance. And it has to be your first time home. So it's not like eligible if you already have a house. I'm sorry, you don't qualify.
Right.
But there's 50 million and it goes fast. It goes so fast.
So fast.
And it is supposed to launch this August 18th. So this like a week-ish from now.
Because we're in August right now.
Yep. So, so definitely, if you're on the fence about buying, if you're a first-time home buyer and you like a little bit of assistance, because that $35,000 is a great way to just, open you up to be able to buy down your rate. Just all sorts of good things can come from.
Yeah,
doing
I
that.
did it last year with a tenant.
Right.
They were first-time home buyer and they used it. So
Qualified. Yeah. So that's great. But yeah, so we're down to the program's down to, they funded it for 50 million instead of 100 million, which we had in 2024. And so then they went ahead and scaled back the list as well. But the assistance is out there. So if you're kind of on the fence with things, now's a great time to reach out and start looking because again, it'll go fast.
And then what about these sellers that are pulling their house off the market?
That's a big headline I've been seeing lately. All over the news, I feel like, when I'm looking at like real estate stuff, a lot of people are delisting. They call it delisting. So, and not,
DE.
like unlisting. We're unlisting
unlisting.
the house, but they call it delisting.
Taking it off the market.
Taking it off the market, where if you can't get the price that you want, sellers are just taking the house off the market because there's no motivation to have to move. If you don't have to move, it's, it becomes a very, optional process. And that's something that we've, I think, encountered a lot in listings. It's kind of like, hey, do you want to list your house or do you want to sell your house?
Right.
Like, are you trying to move? Because, if you need to go somewhere, you got to go somewhere. And so you might have to be a little bit more aggressive with your pricing and stuff like
And
that.
we talked about that last month too, like
Right.
different pricing and what people's stories are and things like that.
Right,
So.
right. And so, you know, but so that we are seeing more of that, like homes that are just have been on the market and expiring. So they're not factoring into the data when we give you those numbers of like, oh, it's been on the market for X amount of days. You know, people who are selling tend to have to sell or just really want to move on to the next thing. So, you know, it's an interesting market here right now. Who knows what'll happen for the rest of the year? We'll see.
We
We're
will
all
see.
holding our breath to see.
Taking it day by day.
Yep, day by day. So, but thanks so much for joining us for another episode of Discover St. Cloud, Florida. Remember, you can find us on all your favorite podcast platforms. You can also check us out online.
On YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok.
All the things. Go ahead and reach out to us too by phone or email if you want to find out more about Hometown Heroes, if you're in the market to buy or sell a house, or if you have any questions or comments about, you know, the market here in St. Cloud, Florida, you can give us a call at
1-844 St. Cloud. That's STCLOUD.
You can also reach us at discoverstcloud@gmail.com. And thanks so much for watching. We'll see you in the next episode.
See you next month.